Hey, what's up, guys? And first of all, if you would like to support me, guys, my PayPal will be down in the description. So, thank you all. So, yeah, welcome back to Anime Symbol. First of all, guys, I'm gonna be redoing. What if Naruto was a Edo Tensei? But what if Naruto had the water element is not cancelled? It will be next on this channel, so there's nothing to worry about there. But I'm gonna be redoing what if Naruto was the Edo Tensei, and I have finished up most of the old what ifs that I've been given, so most of your new what ifs that were comment down below. So they will be up after some of these others on the channels come to an end, guys. So yeah, thanks for all the ideas, and they will be out soon, guys. So sit back, relax, and I hope you guys enjoy each and every one of them. And if you're new, I have 3 more channels. I'll be linking them down in the description as well. So yeah, new series, as you can see from the title. What if Naruto had Void Chakra, guys? I got this some time ago, and I'm finally releasing it. This is one of the last ones from the old scripts. So yeah, the newer ideas will be coming out soon. So without further ado or wasting more time, let's begin this now, guys. Our story does not begin within the elemental nation. Our story begins in a time before the formation of any of the nations, before the concept of shinobi even came to reality. Our story began a very, very long time ago with a powerful man. His hands were held out as he was slowly trying to bring them together. There was a sealing pattern on both of his palms. He needed to touch his hand together. He needed to, otherwise, the world as they know it would come to an end. Ahead of him, rupturing in space and time itself, was a strange split in the very fabric of space and reality. A strange essence, a source that wanted to crawl out from the depths of this beyond unimaginable force, was trying to get out. The Sage of Six Paths, otherwise known as Hagoromo Osusuke, tried to close it, as this wasn't something new that he was just doing. This was the after effects of his battle against his mother, the one they called the Rabbit Goddess. Their battle, their constant collision, they were able to awaken something that was older than even his mother. And his mother has been around for a very, very long time. It just needed time to truly gather itself, to gather its force, and now it was trying to break free into this world, using every essence of its chakra. As all around them was pure destruction, the land had dried up, everything was dying and burning and crushing away. Rushing towards him was Hamura, his brother. One of his arms, you could see the effects of what happened to him. His arm was withered, his arm was wrinkled, and it was no longer usable. He slapped his hand down on his brother's shoulder, pumping the remainder of chakra that he had to help his brother, because even with the two of them combined, this force was much greater than their mother. However, unlike their mother that has a physical form, this does not. So pushing it back and sealing it away was easier than sealing away his mother. However, even though it was easy, he was still struggling, knowing that if someone was ever to gain a grasp of this energy, a grasp of this power, there would be no one that would be able to truly stop them if they learn how to master it. Finally, his hands clapped shut as a massive sealing array activated, pushing the void beyond their space and time. Both brothers collapsed on the ground. As they saw that it finally came to a stop, the world was no longer going to end. They looked at each other, and all they could do was laugh. They were terrified, yes. Even someone who was powerful as the Sage of Six Paths was absolutely terrified. He thought the most powerful thing that he would ever face in his life was his mother. But he was wrong. He was dead wrong. As both brothers started to calm down, is there any chance of it coming back? The sage looked toward his brother. It has been sealed in an interdimensional rift beyond anyone's reach. I don't think so, he said. Hamura released a breath. So happy to hear that. As he looked up towards a dark, flickering fluctuation vanishing away. To believe such energy is out there. It's not like normal ninshu, not even like sage energy. The sage got to his feet. You're right. It's the opposite, he said. Void ninshu. No one should ever wield this power. It is too destructive, too problematic, and far too powerful for one man to wield. Anyone, including people like us, would be driven insane by the mass and truly twisted power that is beyond that rift. As both brothers made their way off, a story like this was kept a close guarded secret, just to ensure there would be no chance of the Void Chakra ever returning. The sixth nature. Yes, the sixth chakra nature. So dangerous, so unnatural that even the sage was terrified that he had to seal it away. However, what if that chakra did not stay hidden? What if the Void Chakra resurfaced once again? After all, this Void Chakra, despite being so different, it was one of the elements. Fire, wind, water, earth, and lightning. Void was there as well. But void was something that eclipsed all of them. That it could no longer be considered a nature only, but it dived into something much more powerful. Void was too unstable, too hungry. And as you can see, the sage ensured that it would never, ever be seen ever again. However, he was wrong. Time skip. Naruto Uzumaki was a very fun-loving child. He was naive, an idiot. You could say that about him. Naruto was on his knees. As the words of someone that he thought would never ever try to risk their life for his racked through his brain. The place was cold, as there was mirrors surrounding Naruto. A lot of them. So many mirrors. These mirrors were the jutsu of none other than Haku. Naruto had met this ninja within the forest, but, well, he was unaware due to the mass. You see, there was a normal mission to head towards the land of Wave, but everything spiraled into a different direction. The team believed that they could best any threats, as they were mostly arrogant, young, full of themselves, and Naruto Uzumaki was no different. For most of his life, most people call him annoying. Most people stay away from him. He only recently found out why, that he was a host of the Nine Tails. But Naruto never let that bother him because he was going to prove them wrong. Despite all the propaganda, despite all the challenges, Naruto Uzumaki would become Hokage. It sounded impossible, especially for someone like him, but he never let that weigh him down. It didn't matter how much he begged and craved for their attention. It didn't matter how much they did not give it to him or care to even look his way. He would one day prove them wrong. The knuckle-headed idiot. However, as a weapon that was meant to take him down, hit Sasuke Uchiha, who jumped in the way to save him, who can't even understand why he did it himself, saying his body just moved on its own. As his final words reached Naruto's ears, Naruto believing that he was dead. For the first time in his life, Naruto felt that unbreakable will of his slip. Yes, it slipped greatly. Because he promised himself that he would become the one to save everyone. That he would become the one for people to rely on. For them to see him as hope. For them to see him as the one that bring light, prosperity. And as he stood there, as he watched Sasuke close his eyes, and as the words of Haku drifted through his mind, is that the first comrade you've watched died. Naruto snapped. He lost it. However, instead of diving into the essence of the nine-tailed fox, something else happened. Naruto somehow breached past that power and breached into something more. It was like a hunger, a calling. As it reached out to him, it beckoned him to break it out. It beckoned him to grab out. It beckoned him to taste it, to hug it, to pull it towards him. It craved for his touch. And Naruto allowed it to manipulate him into shattering the connection between them. You see, all those years ago, as the Sage of Six Paths and his mother, the Ten Tails and Hamura, fought, they were the ones that made the Void Element able to break into this world. The Void Element was not just a powerful source. It was beyond that. It was beyond. After all, the sage said it himself. It was beyond nature. It was old. Extremely old. The sage himself had no idea the true limitations of Void Chakra. But the problem was, while Void existed, it never truly broke into this world because it never truly felt anything of the sorts. And the sage's mother Hamura and the Ten Tails allowed it to feel it when it gazed into this world, despite not possessing a physical form, despite not being something that could actually speak. However, within the moment of one of the person on this earth that had the will that could not be shaken, a will that could not be broken, this spear dreaded and swallowed Naruto Uzumaki. And all of that negativity, all of that sorrow, all of that sadness, for the first time in Naruto's life, truly washed over him. The hatred and the darkness that he chose to block out, for the first time it truly swallowed him. And the stirring, the true definition of what the void was, felt a small fragment. It felt it. It could feel it. And this was coming from him. And the moment that happened, it was given what it needed. Despite not physically seeing it, it was given away back into this world through this boy. And due to the fact that it did not possess a human form, due to the fact that it did not possess an external source to actually use it outwards, it attached itself to this boy like a living virus, awakening the first void user to ever exist, the first void shinobi to ever be awakened in this world. A dark essence shoot from Naruto. You could not even call it dark. The color was more gray, pale. However, many things happened when that took place. Seals, ancient seals all over the world, started to glow and burn away. 9 pair of eyes snapped open, one of them being inside of Naruto. The tailed beasts could feel it. Sensors all over the world felt it. At Mount Miyaboku, the great elder Toad snapped his eyes open. For the first time he shoot up in years. The two that was always there gazed towards him with a shocked look on their face. And they could see it. The great elder Toad, he looked terrified. It can't be, he said. This Toad had been around for an extremely long time. And he knew what this was. How? How was his power being brought back into this world? He said, his entire body shaking, even beyond this reality itself. within a domain beyond what humans could see. The Sage of Sixth Path, his essence, still tied to this world, watching over it. His eyes open up with shock, when suddenly, the manifestation of the Void Chakra grew within his domain. Before the sage could do anything, it attacked him and swallowed him. The next moment, his essence was gone. This was bad. Many sensors around the world could feel it, and they felt it like a tingling in their spine, like something had drastically changed. At the hidden stone, sensors from all over, as they all could be seen gazing at the heavens. The San, Kiri, Kumo, the Raikage had a younger ninja there. His name was C. C felt the tingling within his spine as he gazed towards the heavens. His friends looked over towards him. What's wrong? I don't know. Whatever it is, he said, it's not good. He had no idea what it was, but he could tell whatever it was bad. Back on the bridge, all fighting had ceased. Zabuza and Kakashi jumping away from one another. Them being the closest they could see it. Every single mist in the vicinity had been erased. All of the mist in the entire land of Wave was gone. Naruto stood there, the gray source of chakra, moving around him, twisting around him. He looked up towards Haku. Haku was terrified. What are you? Naruto looked down towards his hands, confused, not understanding why he felt this way. Seeing the opportunity, Haku threw several senbons. Naruto heard them. He looked down to see Sasuke's corpse. He reached and picked Sasuke up. He did this faster than Haku's senbons could even reach him. Now that was shocking. As Naruto saw something, he took a step forward and he was no longer within his world. But the next step he took, he found himself in front of Sakura. Sakura stepped back in surprise and confusion as Naruto just appeared in front of her. How, she did not know. She looked to her eyes went wide as Naruto rests Sasuke on the ground. He did not say anything to her. She saw his eyes. She was confused, afraid, sad as she looked down. Once again Naruto stepped, and this time, he was back inside. Haku was confused. Immediately, pulsating his chakra as several images of him appear in all of the mirrors he launched. Countless senbons to take Naruto down. All of these were created from his Ice Keki Genkai. Naruto's eyes snapped towards him as all of the senbons ripped into Naruto. However, his flesh was no longer solid. As Haku noticed that, the senbons all slipped within Naruto because it wasn't going into his flesh. It was going into that gray, twisting energy that was around him. The next moment, something unusual happened. The ice, they changed. Shooting out of the chakra that surrounding Naruto was hundreds of flaming senbons. Somehow, Naruto reflects the opposite of what happened. As the flaming senbons started to bore through the mirrors with ease, Haku had to jump out. He landed on the ground. As he watched, his massive dome started to break apart. It was not being destroyed anymore, but it was simply breaking apart. The strange chakra breaking every single dome to nothingness. Haku was confused as he took a step back. That is when he felt it behind him. He spun, only to gaze within Naruto's eyes. He was frozen where he stood, unable to move, his body being unable to make a single movement. As he looked into those eyes, "What are you?" Haku said. Naruto, who was not in the right state of mind, he lifted his head and opened his mouth. And he roared. Yes, an ungodly roar as the power inside of him wanted to burst outwards. This was no normal roar. What followed was complete insanity. The roar didn't only damage, no it did not, in the radius of Haku and himself. The roar deleted sound and chakra signals. Haku found himself unable to speak. As he lost the ability to speak, he lost the ability to hear as well. He lost the ability to understand up from down and down from up and left from right. He lost the ability to walk as he collapsed. Senseless, mindless. Naruto stepped towards him and reached down and picked him up by the throat. He reached and removed the mask. As he gazed into Haku's confused eyes, there was no scare, just pure confusion as his brain was giving him one direction, but his body was moving in another. Naruto walked towards one side of the bridge as he threw Haku over. The confused Haku collapsed into the water. Naruto stood there, just looking at him as his body sank. Soon, his body needed air, but none was coming as water filled his lungs. Haku could not even cry out. He could not even fight it, losing all control of everything around him. As he drowned, suffocating on the water that swallowed him completely. As Naruto stood there, not blinking. From this whole thing start, he hasn't blinked once. He was not acting like himself because he was not himself anymore. Naruto? Her voice, she sounded afraid. Sakura couldn't believe what she just saw. As Naruto tossed the ninja over the bridge, she knew they were the enemy, but Naruto wasn't like that. He wouldn't do something like that. When he looked at her and she looked at him, she took a step back. Sasuke was awake. He wasn't dead. He had just been knocked unconscious. She was crying when he started to move. She wanted to tell Naruto that everything was fine, and knowing that he would perhaps need help. After all, it was him alone against the enemy, and if they got through Naruto then, well, it would be bad. But she stood there in shock. She heard a strange sound. For a moment there, it felt like she was going to black out. But she was a distance away before she ran and saw Naruto holding the ninja by the throat as he dropped him overboard. She did not even know if the ninja was dead or not. Naruto stepped towards her as Sakura took a step back. Are you okay? She asked, feeling something was terribly wrong. He wasn't talking. He wasn't saying anything. He was just walking towards her. Naruto, stop, she said. It's me, your friend, she said to him, trying to snap him out of this phase that he was currently in. As he got closer, she stopped. She waited for him to do something, to say something, but he was just looking at her. That is when she saw the strange, gray energy circulating around his right hand. She became terrified as he raised his hand towards her face. She was shaking, feeling the odd sensation coming from him. Sakura decided to do what she thought would help. As she pushed away her fear. Instead, she went under his arm as she hugged him. It's alright, she said. The enemy is gone now. Sasuke is alive. Everything's gonna be fine. Just calm down, she said, her body still shaking. As she held him, trying to stop him and snap him out of this funk that he was in. When finally, Sakura? A smile came on her face as she pulled back to see his eyes. As they returned back to normal, His eyes did not change color or anything, but she could see the difference. She breathed a sigh of relief. "You're okay." What was that?" she said, still terrified of the feeling that she felt a moment ago. I don't know," said Naruto. She didn't know what was going on, but she told him Sasuke is okay. He was just unconscious. Naruto released a breath. "That's good," he said. As he made his way, stepping away from her. Where are you going?" she said. "Nowhere," he said. Naruto was confused with himself. He remembered everything that he did. He knew everything that he did. He was in control, but at the same time, he was not. It was a sensation that was hard to describe as he stood there, confused, turning his head as he heard the discharge of electricity. He ran towards the other side as he saw Kakashi Hatake's hand tear right through Zabuza. As he pulled his arm out, Zabuza collapsed on the bridge. He was dead. Kakashi turned. "Naruto," he said, looking rather grateful to see that he was okay, given all the mayhem that was taking place while he was fighting. "Is everyone okay?" Yeah, they're fine," said Naruto. Kakashi looked at him. "Are you okay?" he asked. "Yeah, I think so," Naruto said. Well, what do we have here?" Turning their gaze, they watch as Gato and his men arrive on the bridge, courtesy of the boats that were beneath. Gato was laughing as he saw Zabuza corpse on the bridge. "So much for the so-called demon," he said, stepping through the crowd as they parted to make his way. "Tell you what, Konoha ninjas, leave now, and none of you will have to die." Kakashi was feeling the fatigue as he gazed towards the enemy. There was a lot of them. However, Naruto's gaze was focused on his own hand, remembering the power, remembering that sensation, and he felt it, that odd, unexplainable feeling. Naruto raised his hand and slashed forward. The next moment, Naruto saw it, like a blade. It went into the space that he stepped in when he arrived in front of Sakura, before it re-emerged back into this world. Gato and his man saw it as they tried to move, but it was too late. Kakashi's eyes went wide in shock, unable to believe and fathom what he was seeing, as Gato and his men were split in half. The strange slice that Naruto released, the energy, it did not burn, it tore through them. Like a force, but yet at the same time, a hot force, but the heat that it was radiating wasn't natural heat, it was something else. The ones at the back that were able to survive were terrified as they watched countless of their comrades, if you could even call them that, clatter to the bridge, most of their body parts slipping into the water. They screamed and scurried away for their life. Naruto held his hand up once again as he was about to do it, but Kakashi grabbed his shoulder. "Stop," he said. The copy ninja did not give a damn about any of them. However, Naruto wasn't like this. And whatever this was, if it was the Fox Chakra that he originally believed, it was getting a better control over him. The turn of Naruto's gaze as he looked towards his sensei startled Kakashi. His eyes, despite not changing, looked so different. But Naruto blinked and he was back to normal the next moment, if you could call his new perception normal. "Huh, how did you?" I don't know." Naruto's statement did not get clarified because he doesn't mean he did not know how he did it, because he could feel and understand the power, but he didn't know why he did it. Time skip. As the following days passed by, There was a lot to explain, there were a lot to unpack. The enemies attacked them and they took them down. Mostly the copy ninja. As Naruto was quiet, Kakashi decided to put it on himself. He being the adult in the situation, the leader of their group. He did not want Sakura or Sasuke to find out about this. Not want Naruto to be seen as, well, different. Because Sakura spoke about what happened. She was already freaked out, and Kakashi decided to not add more fuel to the flame. However, the remaining time they spent at the Land of Wave, Naruto wasn't the same. That was noticed quickly by Inari, Sakura, and Sasuke, Tazuna, and Tsunami. When he first came there, he was a different person entirely. Kakashi gave a false word about it being the experience of what took place on the bridge. Things like that can change you. Even as they said their goodbyes, even as Inari hugged Naruto and thanking him, Inari could see the difference. Naruto was still there, but something was just different. Time skip. Arriving back to Konoha, once the formality was dealt with, as the others were dismissed, Naruto was the only one left there. Kakashi Hatake informing the Hokage about the strange power that Naruto exhibited on the bridge. And that power was not the Nine Tails. Kakashi remembered that feeling back then, but this did not feel dark. It did not. It felt hollow. It felt empty. It felt overpowering. A different sensation entirely. There was a darkness sensation, but it was hard to explain. All the attention was turned towards Naruto. I can't explain it, said Naruto. I don't know what's wrong with me. But I can now do things that I couldn't do before. Naruto held his hand up. The chakra swirled around his hand. I'm not sure what this is. Kakashi and Hiruzen looked at it with a further interest. It's indeed chakra, Hiruzen said, but not like any I've seen before. The normal representation of chakra was always blue, especially when used outside of the body. But this did not even feel like chakra. It felt like something else. Something as powerful but different. They tried to understand what was going on, but Naruto had no answer to give them. He was straightforward, explaining what happened when he thought Sasuke was dead, but nothing more. Naruto was dismissed as he made his way. As he passed by the ramen shop, Toki, the old man, saw him. Ah, Naruto, you're back from your mission, he said. Good to see that you're okay. How about some ramen, he said. Thanks. But I'm not hungry, said Naruto. Toki was shocked. Ayam came out to see her father gaping in shock. What's wrong, she said. It's Naruto. She dreaded the worst as she heard that. However, it was not what she expected, but at the same time, it blew her mind. He's not hungry? She said with a shocked look on her face. As Naruto made his way home, he arrived as he pulled the door and went inside. Naruto could not explain how he was feeling. He knew and remembered everything that he did. He knew that before he would never kill someone like that or kill many others like that. It was a sickening thought, but he no longer felt it. That hesitation, that voice in the back of your mind that tells you not to do something because it was horrendous. Don't get him wrong, he still understood the difference between good and evil. Of course he understood that. Of course he knew that he wanted to protect his friends and comrades. But this new feeling was something that he was trying hard to understand. He was always in this overwhelming state of confidence, always knowing that no matter what, he could get past it or get over it. Nothing could ever bring him down. He wasn't even sad. And he wasn't angry either, he just felt different. Outside, there was an Anvu observing Naruto. Hiruzen had sent him there. Seeing Naruto's strange reaction and new personality, Kakashi speaking in more depth after Naruto made his way off, Hiruzen had someone monitor and watch him to make sure that he was okay. They've already spoken enough, and Naruto had no answer to give them, and Hiruzen did not believe that Naruto was lying. He believed that he was telling the truth 100%. Time skip. As a few days pass, we find Sakura and Sasuke having arrived first there. However, Sakura was not fawning over Sasuke as usual. Instead, she came with a clear question, something that has been bugging her since the Land of Wave. Does Naruto seem different to you, Sasuke-kun? She questioned. Sasuke was quiet as he thought about it. Kakashi's words about Naruto seeing a lot at the Land of Wave that might change him. He did not buy that. Something was indeed off. Yes, he does. Sasuke gave a short answer. I don't think what Sensei said is all. Sakura said. About him just changing since the mission. I mean, we're both the same. We didn't change, she said. She was mostly talking about the fact that since they got back, Naruto wasn't really talking to her that much. And the worst part about it, he never asked her out on a date since. And that was something he constantly did from the academy till now. So she found that rather strange. Something she couldn't quite understand. That is when they saw him arriving on the field. Usually, he would be smiling or even scowling at Sasuke, but now he was just calm. For the past few days, the Hokage has been trying to find out what was this energy that Naruto was able to produce, but they were coming up empty. Not even some of the best chakra experts could find out what the hell was going on. Meanwhile that was going on, Jiraiya was surprised when he was told that the great elder sage Toad wished to speak with him. He's only spoken to this Toad a few times. He's the one that gave him the prophecy. However, Jiraiya was surprised about the urgent call. Arriving there, Gamamaru was surprisingly awake. The Toad focused Jiraiya boy. It immediately recognized him. Something that took it a while to do in the past, so yes, this was surprising. You called for me, said Jiraiya, wanting to hear what was going on. A few days ago, something took place. I am not sure of the location, but you must find it and eliminate it. Jiraiya was shocked. The Toad was giving him a mission to kill someone. Wait, he said something. What are you talking about? Jiraiya said. We all felt it. Ma and Pa, who came with him, said. However, he felt it more than all of us. They are right, Jiraiya boy. A long time ago, there was a force that tried to enter this realm. A force that would have meant the death of everything and everyone. However, it was stopped by a powerful force, and we thought that it would never resurface. And unlike last time, this force now has a human form. I felt it. I felt it completely override the chakra that was there and become one. And now it's roaming out there in the world. I'm not sure exactly where it is. However, you must find it and eliminate whoever it is. Jiraiya was shocked. What kind of force is this, he said, still trying to wrap his mind around all of this. It is known as Void Chakra. You see, Jiraiya boy, there was another element, different from the original 5 that everyone nowadays has grown with. No one knew about this because it was kept a great secret. Only myself and a small handful of others knew about it. And we thought that never again will it rise and enter our domain, but we were wrong. We were all so wrong. Jiraiya was shocked to see the toad was afraid, and this was normal. And now it is back, and it has a host. It has a footing in our world. And if it is not stopped, the end of times and the end of mankind will come sooner than expected, and nothing and no one will be able to stop it. I know this is a heavy task that I'm placing on you, but the power is new, and whoever has dabbled in such power is inexperienced. They lack control, and it is up to you to put an end to them. Hopefully this would also eliminate the grasp that the Void Force has on our world. Hopefully, said Jiraiya. It is the only way I can think of to stop it. What about sealing it? Jiraiya questioned. That is out of the picture now. It's bonded with a host, that means the sealing will not work because it's now grounded to us. Grounded to mankind because of the host that has been infused with this power. So the only way to truly get rid of it is to eliminate the host. You have to find it. You must find it, Jiraiya boy, otherwise there will be nothing left. It was the first time Jiraiya was seeing the toad so concerned, so worried. It meant that whatever this was truly and utterly terrifying. He has been hearing whispers and words around the elemental nation about sensors. Jiraiya had been putting a few stock in it, but it seems that it was more than he originally thought. He looked up towards the great elder toad. I will find whatever this is, and for the sake of mankind, I'll eliminate it, he said. Good. You must go now. There is no time to waste. Use whatever tools is at your disposal, he said as he held his hand out. 3 toads came jumping forward. While we are not able to pinpoint it, the Void Force is the direct opposite of nature energy and chakra itself, mostly nature energy though, so they will be able to find at least an essence of it, where the dipping of nature energy is completely erased. Jiraiya nodded as he made his way off with the toads. Paul looked towards the great elder. Do you believe that he will stop it in time? We can only hope, Gamamaru said, because if it is not stopped. He did not finish his statement, but they all knew what was going to happen. Time skip. The Anvu was currently observing Naruto as he was simply making his way home after a day of, teamwork exercise. He did not see anything out of the ordinary. He would have to report this back to the Hokage. When suddenly, Naruto turned and looked in his exact direction. Falcon was shocked as he hid behind the platform of the building. Did he notice me? Falcon questioned, confusion clearly coursing through his tone. The next moment Falcon felt it. Him being an Anvu for some time now, his instincts were sharp, and his body was warning him that if he did not strike now, he would die. Falcon draw his blade and swing. Naruto pulled back immediately. The Tonto ripped through a few strands of his hair, causing them to flutter in the wind. Falcon was shocked how the child was able to reach up here. That just wasn't possible. How did he arrive up here so quickly? And what the hell was that a moment ago? Are you watching me? Naruto said, gazing down towards the squatting Anvu. Falcon got up to his feet. Have you done something to be watched for? He said to Naruto, trying to stir the subject away from him spying on him. I've been getting a lot of Different reaction lately, said Naruto. About my behavior being different. I suppose. Some might be concerned, Naruto said, looking down towards his blade. What if I hadn't moved? You would have cut me. How did you arrive up here, Falcon said, his curiosity getting the better of him. Naruto stepped towards the man. I jump, Naruto said before jumping down. As he landed on the bin and jumped to the ground, he started to walk once again. Falcon made his way to the Hokage office. This was more than he expected. How? It still rattled his mind. How was the child able to reach him? Has to be some sort of teleportation, right? And that feeling, that god-awful feeling. Time skip. Naruto was noticing the difference between the people around him, even the Ichiraku family. He had no idea why, as they started to act strange. Well, he supposed from the outside in he was the one that was acting strange. He just doesn't feel that louding, shouting part of him anymore. He feel calm. But the main concern was he felt powerful. Yes. And whenever he gave into the power, he felt so limitless, so unbound by mortal comprehension. These words that circle in his mind even seemed strange to him. He felt so great, so amazing. But it was changing him, affecting the way that he goes about things. Naruto looked up as he saw Sakura immediately turned her gaze away. He supposed that was due to their recent mission. Flashback. Sakura was backhanded as she crashed down to the ground. In front of her was a man. Team 7 was tasked with delivering an artifact. Kakashi was trying to teach them how to handle certain things on their own, the experience. As it turns out that there was a lot of thieves and robbers that were somehow aware of the location. Perhaps it was due to their overwhelming numbers. Kakashi was there watching them, as backup just in case if he had to intervene. However, Sakura and Sasuke, as they were all split apart by the explosive that fell from the tree, Naruto had volunteered. But Sasuke wanted to one-up him. He wanted to be the one to carry it. So eventually they gave it to Sakura, and now she was on the ground as the explosion which she dodged. But she wasn't able to dodge the man that jumped from the tree though. He wasn't your standard thug. He looked down towards her. Where is it? He said. And I'm not going to ask you once again. Sasuke, who was facing off against 3 others, but neither of them had the level of strength to best Sasuke. As his eyes flare into the Sharingan, Naruto was nowhere to be seen. Kakashi Hatake was observing as he watched Naruto crawl along the tree like some kind of animal, twisting himself as he pressed his legs against the tree before the tree cracked, causing a branch to fall as the man turned his gaze, and that was his mistake. Naruto landed on his shoulder. Raising both of the kunais in his hand, he plunged it into his eyes. Sakura's eyes widened as Naruto pushed it deeper and deeper. The man screamed and flailed his arms around. Naruto jumped off and kicked him in the back, his head crashing into the ground, the kunais piercing his brain. Naruto then walked over and stomped directly on his skull, allowing the kunais to burst through the back of his head. However, it was a look on his face. He stepped towards Sakura and extended a hand. Her hand was shaking as she was reminded of the land of wave, but she took it because she was afraid. Since then, Naruto incidents have been piling up. He lacked empathy for his enemies, which wasn't exactly bad as a ninja, but in a way, well, people started to get weary. Mostly his team, even Sasuke, who did not focus that much on others. But Naruto wasn't acting like himself anymore. End of flashback. He did not know why he felt this way, but He knew one thing for certain. He had the ability to do what was necessary. Unlike before, that voice that held him back. Naruto stepped towards Sakura as she almost tripped over herself, but he caught her. He looked right at her. Sasuke turned his gaze. "Are you afraid of me?" said Naruto. What? What are you talking about?" she said, trying to play it off. "You're my teammate and my friend. I'll never ever do anything to hurt you." "I know I've been different," he said, "but for some reason I can't help it." As he pulled her up. "But I'll never, ever harm you," he said to her, as a smile graced his features. Sakura was shocked, not for his words, but for the first time she was seeing Naruto in a different light. Perhaps it was due to his drastic change. As she felt her heart reacted strangely. Around Naruto? What the hell? She questioned herself. As she couldn't believe it. I'm not afraid of you," she said. You're my teammate. I have nothing to be afraid of." "Good," he said. They returned back to what they were doing as Sakura was rather shocked by what the hell just took place. Time skip. Naruto found himself in different clothing, feeling that the colors were just too bright. As he found himself walking down the street, attention was drawn by none other than Ino Yamanaka. "Naruto? Is that you?" Naruto had combed his hair downwards, and for the first time it was actually remaining so, allowing his hair to spike backwards. 2 strands came down at the side of his face. He wasn't wearing his baggy orange clothing anymore. He was wearing a silk grey top, along with black shorts. His clothing actually looked well put together. He turned towards her and Ino was surprised by something. She couldn't put her finger on it, but he was different. "Is that really you?" she said. "Of course it is. Who else would it be?" said Naruto. "Since when did you get a fashion sense?" she questioned him. "I'm not sure," he said. She was taken aback by this new Naruto. "There is something missing," said Naruto. "What is it?" As he checked over her face, he stepped close to her. As he noticed, "Your hair clip," he said. She blinked. You noticed that?" "Well, you have worn it for a long time now." She reached up and touched her hair. "I didn't think you would notice. It broke on one of my missions. I was actually on my way to get one. Would you like some company?" Naruto asked. "With you?" she said. "Who else?" he asked. "I'm not really doing anything." "You know what? Sure," she said. As they made their way, Ino tried to unravel this new Naruto and at the same time trying to get some information about her crush, Sasuke. As they went, Naruto did not complain even once. Even her own father complained some of the time because they spent around 2 hours there just for her to pick one of the same hair clips, purple. After which, she was a bit hungry. He offered to get her something to eat, as she thought that he would have said ramen right away, but when he started to speak about it not being fully nutritious, especially for a blossoming, growing girl like herself, normally she would have taken that as an insult to someone saying that she was getting fat. But he didn't mean it that way, and she could tell. She didn't even know why, but she accepted. As they were making their way, Sakura Haruno saw them. What the hell? The last 2 persons that she expected to see hanging out, so she followed them. They went to a local tea shop that also served food as well. As they sat down and... Is that a date? Sakura said, confused and not understanding what the hell was going on. Over with the other 2, Ino suddenly started to laugh. What's so funny, said Naruto. It's It's just strange. I never expected that today would turn out like this. I would never expect that in a million years, I guess. Sometimes you can be truly surprised by a single action that turned into a new avenue, which allows us to see the difference in many things, including people, he said. When did you become so smart? I'm not sure, he said. Perhaps I was always smart and just plain dumb. Perhaps you were, she said. So, how have things been going? As they sat there and discussed about their recent ventures, Ino wondered herself, was this a date? No, that's impossible. This was Naruto. She wasn't interested in Naruto. Then, no, she shook her head, forgetting about that. She was just going to enjoy her time. As he paid, he was sweet. He walked her back home. He expected nothing. He just said that he had a good time. He was just friendly, nice, not arrogant, not loud. As she watched him leave, she stood there. Sakura Haruno, who had been observing them, watched as Ino was watching Naruto leave. Both girls were thinking the same thing. What the hell is going on? As Naruto got home, he had no idea why he did what he just did. It felt like a lot of his energy went to shouting that he was going to be Hokage one day, and screaming and always being loud. But now, he felt different. He felt so calm, so relaxed. Naruto looked at himself in the mirror. He knew that whatever happened to him on the bridge made him different. However, from what he can see, it was for the better. Yes, it was. As Naruto gazed over towards the corner of his room, he took a step forward. The next second, he was at the table. When Naruto stepped, he wasn't stepping normally, as he could control it. Not completely, but he could control it enough to move from one place to another without being seen. Thus, he had snuck up on the Anvu. When he stepped forward, he seemed to step into another world completely, even as crazy as that sound. And then he emerged where he wanted to go. Naruto picked up a flower pot and threw it. The next moment, it slammed into his head. Ow, he said. I guess it isn't that perfect as I thought, Naruto said to himself. He left out later that night, going for a nightly stroll, somehow finding the night rather calming, which was a complete opposite of who he was. After all, he enjoyed the daytime. He enjoyed the sun, the brightness, the cheeriness of a day. But now, the night seemed so much warmer, better. He could feel the chakra inside of him. It was no longer the same. He kept on hearing one single word, continuously. He was thinking of it, but at the same time it was speaking to him. Void. Void Chakra. That has to be it. The only thing he was hearing was void. But his chakra felt different. What was it? Where did he get it from? Was it triggering what happened to him on the bridge when he thought that Sasuke was dead? He really needed to learn more about this power that was coursing through him. He held his hand up. He sliced. The Void Chakra sliced forward and tear through a tree. The tree was about to fall on top of Naruto. The Void Chakra surged around his hand. Naruto pulled his fist back and launched it. He punched the tree in the center. What followed was a tree not being sent flying instead. It expanded outwards, and it was pushed apart like a force from within had, severing it into pieces, the leaf and the bark being sent all over the place. Naruto looked at his hand, seeing the swirling energy wrapped around it. Truly fascinating, he thought to himself. Time skip. Arriving towards the land of Wave, All of his tracks and leads had led him towards this location where many believe was the origin of that horrific feeling. It was a good thing that he had so many around the elemental nation. There was a few sensors that were not nearby but near enough to feel it, and the larger it felt in this vicinity. Jiraiya went around trying to gather information as he saw the name. Wait, can't be, he thought to himself. The Great Naruto Bridge. Asking questions as the people were much friendly around here. They spoke about a hero from the Hidden Leaf Village. The bridge was named after him as he saved them. Jiraiya started to panic, fearing the worst. Could it really be? In the back of his mind, he had no idea why, but there was something that was telling him that this had to connect to Konoha. But he tried his best to prove himself wrong by not going down that avenue, but now the Sanin ventured towards the Hidden Leaf, dread in his heart, panic within his mind. After all, the toad had gave him specific information on what to do. To eliminate the threat that was going to destroy the world. Please, he begged to whatever deity out there, knowing that he has been a failure in his duties. However, he can't do this. But what if the world? Jiraiya shook his head, making his way to confirm it. To confirm that it was wrong. To confirm that he was wrong. Because he has to be right. Yeah, he has to be wrong. With that, he made his way off. Time skip. Returning back to the village wasn't happy for him. It was actually a very sad affair. Because if he was right, he made his way towards the tower. Hiruzen was surprised as his envoys notified him. As usual, Jiraiya took the window. I must say I'm happy to see you, but this was unexpected. I wouldn't think that you would be here for at least a couple more months, Hiruzen said, as the tuning exams would be coming up in a few months. He saw the look on his face. Hiruzen immediately feared the worst. What's going on? He questioned Jiraiya. Jiraiya sat down. At the land of Wave, there was a team sent there. Was Naruto Uzumaki a part of this team? He already knew that, but he just wanted to. Yes. What of it? Hiruzen questioned. Has he been acting different? Has he gained a new source of power? The look alone told Jiraiya that he was correct. How do you know that? What's going on? Hiruzen said. And that is where the dread set in. He looked towards Hiruzen. I have to kill him. What? But guys, me and subs right here. If you want to see next person do, like, subscribe, comment down below and turn on that bell notifications they posted. And also guys, don't forget to go ahead and share this to all of your friends in social media platform. And yeah, the link will be down in the description for the other channels. I hope you guys enjoy each and every one of them. But I'm out for now. See you guys soon. Peace.